with Power for Parkinson's. This is our Young Onset Circuit class. Thank you for joining us this morning. I think we're going to have a great workout together. Before we get going, please make sure that you understand this class is for people with mild symptoms of Parkinson's disease. You do need to be able to stand for about an hour, and you do need to be able to get on and off the floor. I encourage you to have a chair nearby for safety. You may want them, especially for some of our lunges and things, just to make sure you're safe with balance. And one of our exercises actually needs a wall. So make sure that you're exercising in a room that you can lean against a wall, actually sit against the wall. So the other things you'll need for today's class is you'll need a ball or something to toss. We're not dribbling, we're tossing, so a sponge, a light pillow, something you can toss up in the air. And you may want some light weights. We are exercising for a full minute at a time, so you may not want to use real heavy weights, something medium or light. If you don't have weights but want to add the resistance, I encourage you to grab some water bottles, or even cans from your kitchen will work. So if you're ready to go, let's get started. If you have not warmed up, put a little hold on your video, run around the room, get warmed up. Nice, slow, controlled warm up. Make sure that you're not going out for a sprint or anything. We do have some warm up videos in our library. You may want to try one of those. And join us again in about 3 or 4 minutes once you are prepared for exercise. We want to make sure you stay safe and prepared for this exercise. We're going to be working on 6 different exercises. All at the end will give you a full body workout. Each exercise also has an added benefit of focusing on a major symptom of Parkinson's disease. If you do not exhibit these symptoms, that's fine. You can still work on them and you still get benefit from working on them. We do know that these are, because they're common, that these are part of the brain that is affected with Parkinson's. So we want to make sure that part of the brain is always stimulated and working hard. So that said, let's get started. 6 exercises, 1 minute apiece, all done consecutively, 3 rounds. First exercise we're going to do is a mountain climber and a cross mountain climber. It's a 2-hold mountain climber and a cross 2-hold mountain climber. What I mean by that is a mountain climber is you're going to come down onto the floor in a plank position. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders and your legs are fully extended. A mountain climber is you bring those knees into your chest. We're going to do a 2-hold mountain climber, which means 2 runs and a hold. Here we go. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, hold. To that, I'm going to add a cross mountain climber, which is exactly what it sounds like. We're going to cross the knee toward the other opposite elbow, knee, and then we do those 1, 2, hold again. So it's 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold, straight ahead. 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold, cross, 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold. If being on the floor or your wrists or what you have ailments or limitations that doesn't work for you on the floor, you can still join us. You can use a chair. I highly recommend using a chair. Still works all those major muscles that we want to. Right here, the exact same thing. 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold, and then you're going to cross. Or you can even do this using the wall. Just raises your incline, raises it a little more, makes it just a little easier for some people. All the same benefits. So we're going to put on our music. We're going to do a 1-minute cycle of this first exercise. Find your position. Let's get going. Timer's on, 1 minute. Oh, my music. Oh, I got so used to someone else doing my music for me. That's what happens when you get used to. Okay, sorry. Here we go. And hit the floor. 1, 2, hold. Here we go. 1, 2, hold. 1, 2, cross. 1, 2, hold. 1, now go at your pace. Now that you've got it, go at your pace. You can go faster or slower. Remember, it's a minute, so pace yourself. What are we working here? Large muscles. We're working shoulder and chest. We're working biceps and triceps. A lot of core, a lot of hip stabilization, and a little cardio, I think, yeah? 1, 2, hold. Pull your belly tight. Keep your hips down. Try not to let those hips fly up. I don't want you upside down. I don't want you getting dizzy. By going straight, we're working the front of your abs. By crossing, we're using those obliques. 10 seconds, we're almost done. Woo! And done. How'd we do? Great way to start, right? Got our heart rate up, use all the large muscles, using upper and lower body. Full body exercise, first exercise. We're in. We're ready to go. The next exercise we're going to do is a front lunge. Front lunge is a large step forward, 90-degree angle in both knees. We're going to lean slightly forward a little more than we would in a regular front lunge because we're going to do a kickback here. Keep those hands, the weights on your hips, not in front. So we don't want to swing the arms. We want to kick back from here. Tricep, push back, then stand up. Step forward and kick back. Remember in the beginning I said you may want a chair for balance? This is where I was talking about. So keep that chair nearby so when you step forward, if you lose your balance, you've got that chair to hold on to. And you can make sure you're safe and make sure you can just continue the exercise. So this second exercise is a step forward kickback. I'm going to put our music on, put our timer on. Here we go. Big step and come back. So again, the large muscles here are, not that it's a large muscle, but your tricep, we're working upper body, tricep kickbacks. But we're also working the legs in a front lunge. We got those quadriceps working, pushing away, uses our glutes, using a lot of large muscles here. Nice big step, lean into it. Be a little more specific in this exercise. Try not to throw the body. Try to really get into those triceps and kick back. You're going to feel a lot of core holding you up. Make sure that front knee does not go over the toe. Good. I think having that chair here gives me some confidence. I'm not losing my balance anymore. Good. How are we doing? Come on down, 10 seconds to go. You got this, you're doing great. Almost done. And done, nice work, all right. Whew. You can put the weights down for the next exercise. The next exercise, we're gonna do a wall squat, but I'm gonna add something more fun to it. I'm going to ask you, you're just going to hold the wall squat. We're not going to be moving. We often do a marching wall squat or a moving wall squat. I'm just going to have you hold the wall squat because in addition to it, I'm going to ask you to do some finger taps. This is what I mean. Thumb to pointer to index, middle, ring, and pinky. Just nice and easy, not hard, right? Okay, but here's where the fun gets. You're going to do a few of those just to warm up, maybe come back the other way. Both hands are working at the same. Both hands. Now, midway through or whenever you feel comfortable, you're going to use opposites. So here's same, here's opposites. Pinky, this hand I'm going to touch the pointer, this hand pinky. Watch, pinky, each hand is touching opposites and then back. So each hand, first the same fingers, and now this time opposites. This is going to blow your mind. This is going to take a lot of thinking. So let's get against the wall. Let's put our music and our timer on. First round, you can just really work on working those legs. You want to make sure you're at 90 degrees in this. We're against the wall. Here we go, timer on. So you want to make sure your legs are at 90. You're in a seated position. Hands are in right here. I'm going to use the same fingers. Now I'm going to use opposites. Go at your pace, as fast or as slow as you need to, and just keep switching it from same finger to opposites. See if or when you get stumped. All right, now I want to make sure that I'm still feeling this in my quads. It's not just an arm or finger exercise. So I'm going to come down a little lower to make sure my legs are at 90. For those of you that want to make this even more fun, watch what I'm going to do to my heels. Come on down. I'm still in the same position. Heels up. Hold it right there. Hold it right there. All right, we only have 10 seconds to go, but don't worry, we're going to do 2 more rounds of this. Eyes on those fingers, make sure you got it. And done, nice job. How are those legs feeling? Are they burning like mine? If they are, then you're working at your pace, at your level. Good for you. All right, the next exercise is all about core. I'm gonna have you get down on the floor. Here's where you'll need the ball. The next exercise, you're gonna do a V seat, which is a seated position. You're making a V. Body's in a V. I'm gonna do a modified V, which is a bent leg instead of a straight leg. Fine, same muscles are incorporated and triggered. Here's my V seat, sitting nice and tall. I'm gonna do a V seat hold with a ball toss. And you're gonna find, actually I don't even have to tell you, you're gonna find after you do a few of these, that ball's not gonna go quite so swiftly or easily. So it's going to have to trigger your abs even more. So let's try this V seat hold, tossing the ball for a minute. Let me get my music on. Here we go. All right. V seat. Woo! Now, if this is really easy for you, try not to throw that ball directly over you. Throw it to one side or the other side. Make it more fun, harder. And if this is too hard for you, put those feet down. Pull your belly in, still working those core muscles, I promise. This is a great abdominal exercise, a functional abdominal exercise, because this is really how you use your abs. We don't really do a lot of crunches in our life, right? Except for getting out of bed. But holding us in place, holding us from losing our balance is really, woohoo, how we use our core. And this is when you realize how long a minute is. 10 seconds. Woo! And time. How'd we do? All right, come on up. One leg in front of the other, hands on that thigh. Come on up. All right, our fifth exercise, our next exercise, you're going to need those weights again. We're going to do a squat. A squat is, again, another seated position. Make sure when you squat that your knees don't come forward. You're actually in an invisible chair. You want to make sure that you're on your heels and you're sitting way back here. So we're going to do a squat with a 2-arm press and a knee lift or a kick. But it gets more fun. So we go down, 2 arms, and then we come back down again, and we do the opposite arm, and then we switch sides. Squat, 2 arms, squat, opposite. Squat, 2 arms, squat, opposite, squat, 2 arms, squat, opposite. This is going to take a lot of thinking. This particular group of exercises that we're doing today, this workout, not only is it full body, it's truly full body. We're using a lot of cognitive, a lot of brain in most of these. So I'm going to put our music on. This one, just say it out loud to yourself. Work on getting the pattern as well as the large muscles. So here we go. 1 minute on. Sit down. Both. Sit down. Opposite. Sit down. Both. Sit down. Opposite. All right. So while you're working on this, let me just explain. We are working a lot of muscles in this. We're working glutes on those squats. Working shoulders on the press. Sit all the way back, both. Sit back, opposite. Keep thinking. Both. Go at your pace, not mine. You may need that chair nearby or the wall for balance, that's fine. If you want to make this more fun, you can take that to a kick instead. Opposite. Both. All right, we're almost done. Just a few more seconds. You got this, huh? All right. Remember, keep switching. Both and opposite. Done. All right, great job. We only have one more exercise to do to go in our circuit. The last exercise is a cardio exercise. I'm going to ask you to skip. Skipping any way you can. I'm going to skip right in place, step hop. Some of you don't have to, if you don't want to hop or can't hop, just take this to a lift, up to your toes and down. Otherwise, go for it. Go around the room. We'll announce when your time's up. You'll know the music will stop. So go at your level. This is all about cardio. Let's get that heart rate up. Timer on. Here we go. Now, because I'm in place and I'm not moving, I'm going to try to exaggerate my motions even bigger. Use those arms a little higher. Try to jump a little higher. Let's get that heart rate up. We're feeding the brain blood and oxygen. We're getting that heart rate going. Working on endurance, cardio work. Now, you don't have to listen to the beat. You can go faster. You can go slower. Your choice. Just get that heart rate up. Lift the knee a little higher. Go for it. Remember, this is your workout. Do your best. Do your hardest. Anything you do is more than you were doing before we started. So good for you. I only have 10 seconds to go. Almost done. Go for it. Okay, last 4, 3, 2, and we're done. Woo! All right, that was our first circuit. Let's grab some water. Let's take it down. Let's stop the music. All right, walk it off, grab some water. Best way to slow down that heart rate if it's real high is to take a deep breath with me. 4 slow exhales. Do it again. All right, while you're getting your heart rate down, we're going to do the same 6 exercises, starting with the mountain climber, going to the kickbacks, wall squats, V-seat, and then the squat and press. But this time I want you to focus on the benefit each of these exercises has for your Parkinson's symptoms. So the first exercise is a mountain climber. We're talking about range of motion. A lot of people don't even realize that their body is not fully extended. So I want you to really think about extending your body in the plank, full extension, not here, full extension. Then I want you to think about gait, lifting your legs. Again, another major symptom many people experience is shuffling or just not lifting the legs. So you want to really lift those legs, 1, 2, and then hold. We're changing the pace to remind your body to move fast and slow. So it's 1, 2, hold. See how high I'm bringing my knees. 1, 2, hold. And then, in addition to all those benefits, we're crossing the midline and taking that knee, going to the opposite. And that is reinforcing that contralateral, the natural walking. And natural walking using opposites helps with balance, helps with just walking balance, just keeps you more balanced when you're walking. So it's something that you always want to practice and make sure you've got. I'm going to put our music back on. I'm going to put our timer back on. You're going to hit the floor or the chair or the wall with me. Let's think about really using our bodies in an exaggerated motion this time, okay? 1 minute. Here we go. Bring those knees way up. Don't forget to hold after 2. And we cross and hold. Fast, fast. Hold. Bring those knees way up. Make sure those legs are extended when you're in the plank. Exaggerate. Straight ahead again. This exercise satisfies like every part of what I need in an exercise. It's cardio, it's full body, it's fun. Woo! All right, we're almost done. If you've gone this far, you can finish. Woo! And the timer says, done. Great job. All right, we want to get up nice and safely. Make sure one leg comes in front of the other, hand on that knee. Lift yourself up. Catch your breath while you're grabbing your weights. The next exercise are your kickback lunges. The kickbacks are just for strength. No particular reason for doing those for Parkinson's. It's the lunge that I want you to focus on. The kickbacks are great. Let's get those arms nice and strong. It's the lunge. The lunge, we want to take a big step forward. Again, we're working on gait. To people that very often take smaller steps, smaller and smaller, we want to make sure we're reminding that brain to go deep and wide. So we take a large step forward, step back, big wide step forward, and step and kick back. Remember, those arms stay at your side. Don't let them come up here. That's going to give you a swing. Put your shoulder at risk. So we want to make sure our shoulders are safe. And you're not really using your triceps when you throw them like that. Let's put on our timer and our music. Here we go. Big steps. Join me. Big step and a kick back. Push away. Big step and a kick back. Exaggerate every motion so they're more intentional. Big step, lean into it, and kick back. Make it even more intentional, lean into it. Try not to throw those arms. Go a little slower on the arm part. You'll really start to feel that where you want to. All right, work on those nice big steps. Come on. Abs are tight, head up. Control. Don't throw your body around. That's how you get hurt. How are we doing? Should be close to finishing here. You made it this far, only a few more seconds to go. We're at 10, you can do this. Still using those quadriceps, using those triceps. All right, we're just about done. And done. Nice work, great job. All right. Now, we kind of warmed up those legs for our next exercise, which is the wall squats. Once again, remember, touching the same finger, then we're going to touch opposites. Okay, opposites. Do that a few times in a row, see if you can do it. If you can do it, then take your hands away from you. Try to do it without looking. Just have some fun with it. And if you want to get a little more out of this, as I said, in your wall squat, 90 degrees right here, you make sure your back is flat. Lift those heels and hold it. Just hold it. You're going to love me for that. Okay, let me get my music on. Let me get my hands ready and warmed up. Let me get my head thinking. Bend your knees against the wall. Go. Opposites for me. I lost it. I find if I go back to what I can do easily, which is touching the same ones, and then try again, I do better. And I find that if I do a lot of them in a row, I mess up, and that's okay. How we doing? It's confusing, right? It's okay. That's what we're doing. Strengthening the brain while we're strengthening the body. 10 seconds. Use those fingers, use those fingers. And done. All right, gently, carefully come off the wall, push yourself off. We're gonna hit the floor for that V-seat. The V-seat exercise is all about balance. One of the most common symptoms of Parkinson's is a loss of balance. Oh, and my music doesn't want to stop, so we're just going to keep it on. I'm going to grab the ball, come on down to the floor, working on balance. What I love about this, and go. 1 minute. What I love about this particular exercise is if I lose my balance, and I try to, is that I don't have far to fall. So I'm really not going to get hurt. Woo! Just think about, try not to be so safe. Try not to be so safe. Try to throw that ball a little. Try to throw off your balance. Force yourself to have to lose your balance and regain it. Think about pulling your belly button really tight inside. Woo! That timer is still going, and my abs are burning. We're almost done. Last few seconds, stay with it. Just a few more seconds. Pull your belly tight, and woo! Done. Yay! Come on up again. We're gonna finish with our strength training exercise with our squat. Squat and press. Now this one already has This one has the cognitive built in, your brain challenge already built in because you're kicking or doing it 2 knee lifts on each side and alternating from 2 arms to the other arm. What we're working on here is gait again, lifting those knees nice and high, not necessarily the squat, although the squat strengthens your leg muscles. It's that lift where we want to remind the brain to lift. And then the arms, remember I told you at first, make sure those arms are above you, not in front. By lifting your arms above you, you're strengthening and using all these muscles in your upper back. Those are the muscles that give you good posture. Those are the muscles that have you stand tall. So if you find your posture starts to move in front of you and round out those backs, we're going to strengthen those upper back muscles and allow you to stand nice and tall. Grab your weights. Think about what we're doing for this next exercise. Remember, it's 2 knees on one side, and then we switch because it's 2 arms and an opposite arm. So here's our music. Here we go. Squat, 2 arms, squat, opposite. Sit down. Think about really lifting the knee and the arm. Think about exaggerating. Remember, we talked about exaggerating. We want to exaggerate every motion. We want to work hard and strengthen our body while we're working on motions that may be affected by Parkinson's. All right, let's think about sitting even deeper now. Sit further back. Again, just try to work both sides of the body. Lifting nice and high, over your head. Reach. Heart rate should be coming up. We're almost done. You've got this. If you've gone this far, you can finish. I didn't mess up there. And we're done. Just in time. Started messing up. Okay, last exercise. The benefit in cardio is exactly the same benefit that everybody needs. It feeds your brain blood and oxygen. It reminds the body to move quickly. It's because Parkinson's is a neurological disease. We want to make sure to use the brain as much as possible. And we're using opposites. Again, strengthening those contralateral movements. Let's put on our music. Let's just skip for an hour. Everybody find your best kindergarten motion, and let's skip. Here we go. Exaggerate, jump it up, swing those arms, make those arms even bigger. Let's get the heart rate up. Come on, we only have a minute to this. Now, when I used to train the boys' football team in high school years ago, I used to make them go around the football field with an exaggerated intentional skip. So this didn't actually work. They had to go down, up, down, up, down, up. The whole length of the whole circle of the football field. And those young men used every name in the book for me. But they got faster. They got stronger. Just like us. Almost done. Last 10, just have some fun with this. And our time is done. We'll walk it off. We only have one more round to go. Last round, best round. Now, because so much of this circuit today does require a lot of thinking, I don't have a cognitive challenge for every one of them. Just doing the exercise is a cognitive challenge. So a few of them I have added something else to think about. Let's get some water. Let's get our heart rate down. Let's finish our last round. The best round. Whatever you haven't done yet, here's your chance to kick it out. Here's your chance to make it really, really work for you. All right, remember, we're working at our own level. Everybody's at a different level. This is a non-competitive class. The only person you're competing against is yourself. Make today the day that you do it. All right, we're going to start off with those mountain climbers. Every time you hold, 1, 2, hold, 1, 2, hold, I want you to come up with something that is yellow. It can be anything, things that are yellow. All right, music's going on, timer's going on. Yellow things, 1, 2, hold, mountain climber against the wall or the chair. Here we go. 2, hold. Try to get those legs across you on the cross. Bring them straight up to your chest in the front. Exaggerate those motions while you're thinking of yellow things. Think about your form. Think about the advantages. Reason why we're doing this today. Think about yellow. Lift those knees. Woo! Do you keep looking up to see what time it is? Because I do too. Woo! And we are done. That may have been the longest minute yet. Okay. But I know where it's being timed, so I'll trust it. Okay, we're gonna stand up and do those front lunges. This time, I don't know about you, but my husband's all about baseball right now. We're watching a lot of baseball at my house. So every time you do a kickback, do one kickback, think of a baseball team, come back, come forward, think about where your arms and your legs and everything is, come up with another baseball team. I'm sure if I asked you to do that this morning at breakfast, you would come up with a million of them. Watch what happens when you're called on the spot to do it while you're exercising. It's kind of fun. Okay, here we go. Timer's on, music is on. Keep those arms low, don't throw them high. Keep those arms at your waist, don't let them come all the way up. They should not be touching you, they should be away from you, but not any closer to you than your hips. Now remember, we're taking large steps. Big step, kick, come on back. Big step, kick. Good, nice work. Good. All right, we're almost done. Did you run out of teams yet? And time. All right, nice job. Make sure the next exercise is against the wall, those wall squats. Find yourself a nice safe place by the wall, because this one takes all that thinking where your hands are, which finger you're touching. We're not going to add an additional cognitive, mental challenge. We're just going to do this again. Because we've already done it twice, if you want to make this a little more fun, you can do, keeping your eye on the clock, you can do 30 seconds here and 30 seconds here, or just lifting those heels, I promise. Nice extra challenge. So challenge yourself what's appropriate for you. If coming down, way down here starts to bother you around the upper part of your knee, come up a little higher. That may alleviate that and still let you work where you need to. So here we go, timer on, music on. Hands in place, go. Eyes on your fingers or not. Try it without looking at all. Whatever works or challenges you. Keep switching them back and forth. Once your brain gets used to doing it one way, it gets easier. So I want to challenge you by keep changing the way you're doing it. Almost done. Make sure your shoulders are against that wall. Be good to your body. And time. Great job. Gently push yourself away. Come on down to the floor. We're going to grab the ball. We're going to grab the ball for those V seats. Remember, this is all about balance. We're going to try to toss the ball in just not too far away, but something that may throw your balance off a little, make it a little more fun for your core. While you're doing that, I want you to think of situation comedies on television, things that maybe you grew up with, things that you're still watching, things that your kids watch on Nickelodeon or whatever they're watching. I don't know what my kids watch Nickelodeon. Whatever it is, think about TV sitcoms, okay? As many as you can come up with in 1 minute. I almost said an hour. We're not doing this an hour. All right, so music's on, timer's on, let's go. Pull your belly tight. Keep working nice and hard. How are we doing? Are you coming up with TV shows? Have you run out some already? Keep thinking. Almost done. Just a few more seconds. Stay with it. Stay with it. Woo! And done. Come on up. Let's finish it up with our squat and presses. Now again, this one does take some thinking because you're not working evenly. Your body's working differently. 2 arms, 1 arm, same leg, opposite legs. So there's no additional cognitive challenge. I just want you to really think about sitting down into a nice deep squat, lifting those knees nice and high, and alternating between 2 arms and an opposite arm, okay? Just working on that together. Here we go. Timer is going back on. Music is going back on. Here we go. Woo! I find it really helps for me when I remind myself, I give the directives. I say both, and then I say opposite. Just works for me, maybe not for you. See what works for you. But I want you to remember that you're standing tall for every press. Standing tall, working your chest and your shoulders, not just your glutes. And by lifting that one leg at a time up, we're still working quadriceps. So we really have a full body exercise going on here. Concentrate. 10 seconds. You can do this. Woo. And done. All right. Last exercise in our circuit. We're just going to skip. We're going to skip for 1 minute. We're going to skip hard. We're going to skip fast. We're going to skip starting now. Exaggerate those arms. This is your last exercise. This is the last circuit. So pull it out, push it out, push it out, push it out. Go. Go, 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 go. Almost done. Favorite part for me. I love the cardio. Woo! By lifting both arms overhead, I'm raising my heart rate even a little higher because I only have about, 7 seconds to go. And walk it off. Walk, walk, walk. Give yourself a hand. Grab some water. You are awesome. You did it. This is not for the weak or the weary. This is a tough class. Good for you. Lots of repetition, lots of endurance, lots of strength, lots of cognitive. I can't even say it. That's how much there was. So let's get that heart rate down. Deep breath in. 4 exhales out. Nice job. All right, we're going to stretch out on the floor. Let's get that heart rate down just a little more. Take one last lap around the room, then come on down. You can use the chair if you want. Just come down on the floor to stretch. So we're going to start off on our belly. Okay, so come on down. Some of this may be easier or harder for you, depends on. I'd just like to show you different ways of stretching each time because there is no one way to stretch that's better for anyone. Every way you work, everybody's different, everyone's attachments are different. So we want to make sure that you have as many tools in your toolbox so that you can work your body the best way. So here's another way of working and stretching your quadriceps. You're going to come down on the ground. You're going to grab one toe at a time. If you can't grab your toe, grab your heel. Or if you're wearing pants, grab the pant leg. That's fine. I'm going to grab hold of my shoe. And I'm going to pull that leg in. I'm getting a little cramp there. You may also experience that. If you do, just let it stretch out for a second. Come on down. Bring that heel as close to your body as possible. And drop your head down to one side. Try not to keep that head up in the air. And that will avoid stressing and straining your neck. We're just going to hold here for another few seconds, working on stretching the front of your leg. While we're down here, I also want you to think about pushing your hips into the floor. That'll increase that stretch and give you even a little more stretch. So good for you. Hold it right there. Let's switch sides. Now I'm just going to grab hold, and again, my opposite, same side, working bilaterally, same side, grabbing hold of my shoe or my ankle or my pant leg, whatever I can, and pushing down against the floor. Hold it right here. If this exercise is more trouble than it's worth, if you find you're just cramping up or you can't reach that, go back to what you know, come back to what feels right for you, and that would be your lunge right here, which is what we've been doing the last few months, just lunging forward, stretching at all those muscles. So hold on each side for at least about 10 or 15 seconds. Get a nice long stretch. All right, I'm coming back to the floor where I left you, okay? And I'm gonna have you roll over. So that was the front of your leg. We just stretched here. Now we're gonna stretch the back of your leg. I'm gonna ask you to lift one leg right here. Grab hold from behind your thigh, not the knee, behind the thigh or your calf, and just gently bring that leg into you. We're stretching the hamstring right here, that part of your leg. If you are flexible enough, you can try to extend that other leg. If that really pulls on your knee or your hamstring, leave that leg right up here. That's a great stretch right here. What you're looking for is a 90-degree angle right here. That's what we're looking for. So if you can't get that down here, get it right here. Just work on that. Flexibility, hamstring flexibility, is one of the best ways of releasing your lower back. The stronger and longer these hamstrings are, the less chance of hurting your back. They're all connected. So we've got that leg going. Let's switch legs. Let's go to the other leg. Hold it nice and high right here. Again, anywhere but the knee. Don't want to grab the knee, the calf or the thigh, and just gently. Remember, we're stretching. We're not yanking. We're gently stretching. And again, if this works for you, see this side, see the difference in me. Much more flexible on one side than the other. So I'm going to keep it here where I can get a good 90-degree angle, which is really optimal. That's what I'm looking for. Working on that hamstring. Gently bring it in and hold. Deep breaths in and out. All right. So once we've stretched the hamstring, we can work a little higher with all those muscles we used for those squats. And we're going to just cross over on the knee, on the thigh, and you can either you can leave it right here if you feel a nice stretch in your glute, or you can bring it into you and hold a little more here. And again, 10 to 15 seconds is what we're looking for. Nice, easy stretch. Go right there and hold. Deep breath in and out. All right, nice. Let's switch sides. We're going to drop that leg to the floor. Carefully drop that leg. Switch ankle to thigh. Holding right here is a great stretch. Lifting that leg up if you need to is also a great stretch, whatever works and challenges your body. And you want to hold nice and deep and hold it. And while we're doing this, let's strengthen and work on vocal power while we're strengthening and stretching our glutes. And let's just hold a note. Let's just say la together. La. All right. As silly as that may have felt, and it does feel silly, I know, it's a great way of making sure that, of keeping those vocal cords nice and powerful. Another symptom many people experience with Parkinson's. So we want to really attack all of those symptoms to make sure that you're not experiencing or at least strengthening them. Let's move up to upper body. I'm going to ask you to sit nice and tall on all fours. Let's take both arms, keeping your hips where they are. Stretch those arms as far forward as possible. This is a great chest and shoulder stretch. Just hold it right here. Nice and deep. And we said la, let's say ooh together. Ooh. And release. Let's take one arm and stretch it through. Now we're stretching a little more of our upper back and shoulder. Hold it right here. Let's continue with our vocal power and our vocal exercises. Let's drop our voice much lower and just say boo together. Boo. And release. Bring your hand back to center. Take your other arm, slide it through, coming down as much, to what's comfortable for you. We've used the lower part of our lower range of our vocals. Now let's use the higher range and let's say yay. Yay! release. Back to all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your hips up to the ceiling. Now we're stretching out the calves. And let's stretch out our neck and shoulders as well. Just a nice big yes and maybe a small no. And softening your knees, walk your hands to your feet. You can straighten those legs if you can. Otherwise, keep them bent and slowly roll up. Nice big stretch overhead. Deep breath in. Stay right here. Let's lengthen all those abdominal muscles that we did so much with today. Hold it right here. Nice big, big, big stretch. Open up those fingers. Reach as high as you can. We are just about done with our exercise today. Thank you so much for joining me with this young onset circuit class. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. Let's finish with a big yay. Ready? Yay! Nice work today. Thank you so much. Please, if you have not subscribed yet, there's a little blue sign on the bottom of the screen. It says subscribe now. Doesn't cost you anything, but it does help other people find us. There's not a lot out there for young onset. We want to make sure we are reaching as many people as we can, as many people that are looking for us. So if you will help us in that way, thank you. And also, if you enjoyed today, please give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you're enjoying us. And I will see you next week. Have a safe